Okay, now we have here also other advantages of the technology. So we have here efficiency and productivity. So pag sinabing efficiency and productivity, so basically the technology try to increase our production, decreases our labor costs of the, like if you are in the factory, increases the production, decreases the labor costs, that would eventually try then to provide or enable the entire production here to meet the demand. So what do you mean by that one? So medyo pag, like if you have your machines like in a factory, so medyo mabilis. At the same time, medyo less prone siya sa mga factory defects or error in the products. And lastly, we have initiate creativity and innovation. So the technology here would allows like you were able to start up your online business. So if your online business would allows your entrepreneur then to become more creative as to their way of advertising their products or selling their products. At the same time, would allows them to be innovate at the same time here. So while they are having their business online, they could still attend to many other activities, mga household chores nila. So that's how convenient the technology has brought our lives. Okay, now we have here the different disadvantages of the with our advent of technology. So number one, we have the job loss and the human replacement. So we have here in 2016, the International Labor Organization tried to study the employment organization of the ASEAN countries, including the Philippines, Cambodia, Indonesia, Thailand, and Vietnam. So basically, based on their findings, okay, in 2 decades, most likely there's an increased risk here for the human replacement. It's because of the technology. They try to already to produce here mga machines to try to replace human workforce with a machine. Based on their study, the following here would have here greater risk of human replacement with a machine. So those industries here which are involved, number one, in the hotel and restaurants, trade industries. Another one, those involved in the manufacturing and even the construction. Less likely affected by that are those involved in the education, in health, and social services. Okay, and most likely affected then na they have also identified that most likely affected are those mga women and those also workforce here which are okay, those are mga skilled workers. It's because na most likely because since they are skilled workers that are involved, most likely they are the one deployed in different industries. So those are most likely affected. Another disadvantage of the technology here, we have your well-destructive weapons. So basically, the technology will try to manufacture here mga weapons which are used to have that would eventually result here to massive death of the people. Example for that, you have your missiles, you have your stealth technology for the aircraft, we have here the fly-by-wire technology, submarines. These are utilized primarily for sa ginagamit sa war that would enable them to kill their enemies. Another one we have here, technology also try to increase the loneliness. Pag sinabing loneliness is related here to our physical and psychological isolation. Okay, and less interaction within the members of the family because of the technology. Like pag walang pasok, 'di ba? Andun kayo lahat sa bahay niyo, nasa sala kayo lahat, but then again, you are really busy with your virtual world sa may iba-ibang mundo because of they have your gadgets, because of the internet, so hindi kayo nag-uusap. And then the last one, the disadvantage would be the competency. The technology here would try to lessen the competency or the competency of every people here, individuals, because much most likely because of the machines, we are highly dependent on the machine na where hindi na natin na-utilize ang ating capabilities because we are highly dependent on the machines. So, nagiging less competent tayo with our skills. Okay, another one listed in your book, we have here the Universal Declaration of the Human Rights. So, there are 30 articles related to your universal rights. The 30 articles here are try to list actually your own rights, our rights as a person. So, like number one, we have here the right to equality, freedom from discrimination, right to life, liberty, and personal security, and many others. Okay, so those declaration, the human rights would identifies the human right, the basic rights of every individual that everyone should be that should be respected by everyone. So dapat we don't violate any of those mga human rights natin. Okay, then however here we have the different technology here, mga emergent technology that would try to bring here some ethical consideration. Nagkakaroon ng issues dito. So may mga advantages ito, then eventually may mga disadvantages. So we need to weigh when we are having the new, or we try to introduce the new technology, we need to weigh kung ito ba ay really nakakatulong or may mga side effects ito in terms of violation of the human rights. Okay, the first one, we have here the real-time satellite surveillance imagery. Okay, example of those technology here that would have some ethical consideration. The first one we have here your real-time satellite surveillance imagery. So this is a satellite launched here by the Planet Labs, the Digital Globe. We have also the Skybox. So it's a satellite that would provide us to try to capture the real time or the near real time of what's currently going on Earth. Nakikita niya kung ano nangyari sa entire Earth. So, try to capture that image. So, ginagamit naman ito, number one, okay, basically to solve the crime. Like, for example, may mga robberies na nakikita nila saan pupunta yung magnanakaw. They're able to capture that. And at the same time, like, for example, it's also use this satellite image here to also for the basically for the helping like may mga natural disasters, mga disaster risk reduction. Ang problem with this one ay nakikita lahat na mga galaw ng tao on real time. So kung ang nagiging ethical consideration nito ay baka pumunta ito sa maling tao, na pwede niya gamitin by eventually try to invade your privacy. Pwede nitong gamitin like sa mga, 'di ba, sa mga sci-fi na movies, 'di ba? Like they are using the satellite like gusto nila i-target ang isang country na terrorists. So, pwede nila pasabugin by just a missile using the satellite. So, ganun ang nagiging ethical consideration nito. The second one, we have here colonizing Mars and astronauts bioethics. So, this technology here would eventually try to its main objective is to explore the Mars for possible habitation of the human. Okay, this is launched by the NASA, National Aeronautic and Space Administration, and the Mars One, which is a private na company. So what they did here is to send, 2018, they send here a robot in the Mars in order to explore. And by 2025, they're planning to send the 4 humans basically to explore the Mars. Anong ethical consideration nito? So since you are sending human to the planet Mars, you don't know what's in store in the planet Mars, like baka may alien or baka mamatay sila. So yun ang kanyang nagiging ethical consideration. The third one, we have here the wearable technology. These are gadgets na sinusuot natin. It might help here primarily pwede siya gamitin for education. So, may mga watch tayo could store information. So, may mga gadgets din na built in being worn by the patient. Primarily, that will help them to monitor, like for example, their blood pressure, their glucose level, and many others. Since ito, para siyang computer din, so it try to store information of every individual na gumagamit nito. Ang ethical consideration with that, since you are having that information, invade your privacy as a private na person. Because of course, may database ito since you are nakakonect ito sa kanilang database. So, nagagather siya ng information pertaining to every individual. Just like our mga telecommunication, di ba? We are sending message like your Globe and Smart. So, actually, yung mga yan ay mayroon silang transcript ng ating lahat ng mga messages and all our transaction. So, they can track it down, they can use it one against you, something like that. So, those are our consideration for that.